My name is Kayla Van Hoos, and I am the ODOT OregonBuys project manager. I'm going to be providing you with some information about OregonBuys, including implementation schedule, functionality, and who is impacted. OregonBuys is the new statewide e-procurement purchasing system that will integrate with the ODOT financial system teams. OregonBuys was procured and configured as a collaborative effort of 10 agencies several years ago and has been approved for statewide adoption. The software was developed by Periscope Holding Inc. and has been successfully implemented in many other states. With the Department of Administrative Services leading the project, agencies have made contributions by participating on project teams and implementation workgroups. OregonBuys will replace the Oregon Procurement Information Network, commonly known as ORPIN. The software features end-to-end automated process from request through payment, including workflows and approvals, solicitations, bid submissions, invoicing and reporting, and purchase orders. OregonBuys will replace the paper purchase order process at ODOT and be the repository for all purchases done at the agency, with the exception of STIP construction contracts. To explain some of the key benefits, we will now have a brief introduction by our agency executive co-sponsors, Melissa Canfield and Tracy Rabluski.
Working in parallel with DAS's implementation team, ODOT will be implementing the commercial off-the-shelf software package for an end-to-end e-procurement solution. The project will be rolled out into two phases. Phase 1 will replace the Oregon Procurement Information Network, known as ORPIN, and Phase 2 will implement the entire e-procurement functionality from requisition to payments. Ultimately, the full implementation of OregonBuys aligns with the Governor's Action Plan to modernize the state's purchasing system and will fulfill components of Governor Brown's vision for conducting state procurement activities more effectively and improving reporting on what we buy. Why do we need OregonBuys? We need to replace our aging purchasing systems with modernized technology. ODOT's purchasing system is 22 years old and ORPIN is 15 years old. The PCMS system is no longer supported and the ORPIN system is not meeting the needs of the state in its current form. To address this aging technology, the state has entered into a contract to implement OregonBuys. The OregonBuys system is a centralized, end-to-end cloud-based e-procurement system that will increase transparency into what we spend as an agency and as a state. It will increase efficiency for those that have a need to buy something or conduct procurements by eliminating many of our manual processes. It will provide greater controls regarding invoicing and purchasing authorizations, and the system will create greater insight for everyone so that we have visibility to where their procurement is in the process, and it will increase our reporting capabilities. I am very excited to be a part of this implementation. As we move through this implementation, we are dedicated to each of you to help move through the transition from ORPIN to OregonBuys in Phase 1 and for implementing the full functionality of the system in Phase 2. Phase 1 will be operational on July 1st, 2021, and the Phase 2 is expected to be fully implemented early 2023. Through this transition, we will support you by providing training, help desk support, so you can get your questions answered when you need them, and we will provide other tools. As communication comes out on the progress of this project, I encourage you to take a bit of time to stay informed and feel free to give the project team a call if you have any questions or you have any concerns that we need to consider. I will now turn this over to Tracy Rabluski.
OregonBuys is going to expand the depth and breadth of our business processes from beginning to end. It will give us an integrated procurement to payment system, which includes purchasing, receiving, and invoicing all in one system. It will give us a standardized single system for our agency to make purchases. When there are multiple units making procurement decisions, there can be differences in what and how they purchase. OregonBuys will create uniform purchasing practices, reduce inefficiencies, and minimize human error. It will also reduce costs by preventing duplicate spending, leveraging volume buying, and the elimination of costs associated with paper-based systems. Overall, the benefits will include agency cost savings, efficiency, and greater strategic and competitive decision-making through the ability to achieve improved transparency and access to all purchasing data, improve collaboration, analysis, and decision-making, and it will also optimize performance and vendor relations through refined transaction process. I'm very excited to be part of this implementation, and I want to thank everybody for their important piece that they're going to have in helping us get it implemented here at ODOT.
OregonBuys project outcomes at full functionality include transparency. External stakeholders will have access to view all available opportunities, bids and solicitations, and awarded contracts. We will have the ability to track and measure deliverables on performance and contracts and vendors. Internal employees will have access to view all procurement activities and contracts. Ease of use. OregonBuys provides an Amazon-like shopping experience for end users purchasing off statewide price agreements. All procurement activities will be done within OregonBuys request to payment. Efficiency. OregonBuys provides standardization through ODOT with the automation of procurement business workflows. Document flow through approvals set in the system, and will eliminate the use of duplicate systems and manual processes. Standardized processes for creating and approving purchase requests, and one point of entry and one source of truth for the data. Controls, three-way match for the purchase, the receipt, and the invoice. Payments made on contract will be visible in the system, and OregonBuys provides built-in audit trails for accountability. Insight, workflow pressure points by role will be identified. Standardized and ad hoc reporting capabilities throughout the agency, and broad visibility into organizational spend and strategic sourcing. As Melissa explained, the project will be implemented in two phases. The first phase, ORPN replacement, will go live on July 1st of this year. Phase 2, full procure to pay functionalities will be implemented in 2023. The impacted users for Phase 1 include the ODOT Procurement Office, anyone who posts on ORPN, and anyone who searches in ORPN. There are approximately 100 people who have been identified as Phase 1 users. If you have not been contacted by someone on the OregonBuys project team and believe that Phase 1 will impact you, please contact us. The functionality for Phase 1 is specific to replacing the functions of ORPN with some added features. The functionality includes posting opportunities and solicitations, receiving electronic proposals and bids, and posting award information for contracts and agreements. Searching OregonBuys for statewide price agreements on Marketplace as well. Phase 2 will impact anyone in the agency that makes purchases or executes contracts. This includes purchase requesters, spots users, accounts payable, employees who receive goods or services, contract administrators, and approving managers. Phase 2 full functionality for procure to pay includes requesting purchases, electronic approvals, pre-quote procurement process, electronic purchase order system, receiving goods and services, receiving invoices, and robust reporting capabilities. The project team will provide additional information on Phase 2 in the future. To help ensure a smooth and successful rollout, as well as consistent user experience, the ODOT project team, working with DAS and the vendor, is developing a training plan that meets ODOT's purchasing needs through both of the implementation phases. In addition to the actual workflow changes, we will take a graduated approach to training, beginning with informal seminars, segmented software training, and supporting materials for ongoing reference. Our training will focus on achieving the full business benefits of the application, not just learning how to use it. With time, legacy systems can provide to be difficult to navigate. This enterprise system with a modernized approach can help everyone overcome this hurdle. Access to important data and analytics for continued momentum, and training sessions will be scheduled to familiarize users to the e-procurement system, and a follow-up training toolkit and guides will be made available. Training applies to our vendors in our supply chain as well. Like our staff, many may require training and support to get the hang of the new system. How can you prepare for the new system? Check out our ODOT OregonBuys website, sign up for the DAS newsletter, stay informed, email us your questions or concerns, and let us know if you'd be interested in being a super user or change agent.